As the daughter of a retired Army lieutenant colonel and a nurse practitioner, I was raised to trust our government. But life as a small business owner under the Biden-Harris administration has taught me otherwise. In 2009, Electrolyzer Corp., a company I was a dealer for, received a rave review in the LA Times for its groundbreaking technology, which revolutionized core principles of today's Green New Deal: clean air, clean water, reducing plastic waste, and preventing disease. Shortly after, the technology was acquired and shelved by Ecolab, a global chemical company in which Bill Gates now owns over 20%. I was appalled that such a beneficial, simple solution was being taken away from the world, so I set out to create a new way to produce it, and succeeded in patenting the process. So, in 2012, former Democratic Governor Mark White urged me to relocate to Texas, saying, "Young lady, you're green, and you save people money. You belong in Texas." I was determined to bring the technology back. And with a proven track record, we should have thrived during the pandemic. But instead, as Americans scrambled for disinfectants and faced price gouging, our devices, each capable of producing hundreds of gallons a day for pennies, sat idle. Then, on the same day I announced a national healthcare distribution deal, I was hit with a multi-year EPA investigation under the threat of perjury. The violation? Not charging customers for the salt we used during installation. And when the investigation finally closed, I was falsely labeled by Google as the star of 31 porn films, a shockingly effective blow that further discredited me and my women-owned business focused on infection prevention, human and environmental health. Then, after publicly challenging the guidance of Fauci, the CDC, and the EPA during the pandemic, my Medicare, which I've had since age 17 for a degenerative eye condition, was revoked. I now appear in the system as either a non-US citizen or incarcerated. Now, thankfully, I've subscribed to a healthy lifestyle rather than prescribed pharmaceuticals, but imagine the consequences if my life depended on a drug like insulin. The Department of Health last year and CMS issued a gag order that barred me from informing sheriffs, nursing homes, and schools about grants available to mitigate COVID through stimulus packages such as the American Rescue Plan. And soon after, our Texas-based manufacturer shut down. Then in May, just months after losing my mother to cancer, likely from Roundup exposure, I was nearly abducted by two men who tried to drag me out the back door of a tavern in an affluent Dallas neighborhood. After 20 years in the green industry, I've seen a clear pattern, and it is not climate change. So what do you do when you can't afford to fight back and global corporations and a captured government keep throwing roadblocks in your way? You keep speaking out and moving forward until someone with real influence stands with you. And who that is or isn't will reveal the dirty truth.